Few artists in Caribbean history have sparked as much debate, passion, and admiration as Vybz Kartel, the world boss himself. Born Adidja Azim Palmer in Kingston, Jamaica, on January 7, 1976, he grew from the gritty streets of Portmore into a global icon of dancehall music. His voice, his lyrics, and his larger-than-life persona reshaped the genre forever. Yet behind the fierce lyrical battles and bold imagery lies another side of Kartel, one often overshadowed by controversy. His generosity, his commitment to uplift his community, and his unwavering mission to give back to Jamaica. This is the untold story of how Vybz Kartel uses his platform to transform lives, nurture the youth, rebuild communities, and redefine what giving back means for a dancehall superstar. Music as empowerment, building hope through sound. While many artists see music as business, Vybz Kartel saw it as a bridge to his people. His songs, often filled with raw stories of street survival, carried deeper undertones of resilience and ambition. Tracks like School, Life We Living, and You Love became more than hits. They were soundtracks for the poor and overlooked. For countless youths across Jamaica, Kartel was the example that success can come from anywhere. He took that further by mentoring young artists, giving them studio access and opportunities through his label Portmore Empire, which helped launch names like Popcorn, Tommy Lee Sparta, Da Vinci, and others. Each success story was another way Kartel gave back, not through cash, but through opportunity. This musical mentorship became his first form of philanthropy, turning local talent into global stars and empowering youth to use creativity as a tool for survival. Community care, quiet acts of kindness. Even as his fame soared, Kartel's ties to his roots never faded. Over the years, he quietly supported families in need, schools, and local drives across Kingston and Portmore. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when many Jamaicans struggled to make ends meet, Kartel's family and management team stepped in, distributing care packages to hundreds of low-income families in Kingston and St. Catherine. His mother and sons took an active role, reminding fans that the Worl Boss still looked out for the people who raised him. Beyond relief, Kartel has been known to assist schools and community groups with supplies and sponsorships for small projects, though he often kept these gestures private. "Me no doofy talk, me doofy help," he once wrote in a message shared by his team. Through such gestures, he redefined fame in the dancehall world. For Kartel, giving wasn't about publicity, it was about purpose. The Adidja Palmer Foundation, a new chapter of giving. In late 2025, Kartel made a bold move that formalized his charitable efforts, the creation of the Adidja Palmer Foundation. Named after his real name, it was launched with the mission to uplift, rebuild, and empower Jamaican communities. The foundation's early focus areas include support for children's homes, beginning with a long-term partnership with a Hanover children's facility, emergency relief, aiding communities devastated by natural disasters, education initiatives, planned programs for youth training, scholarships, and creative mentorship. The foundation represents Kartel's evolution from spontaneous giving to structured philanthropy. It signaled that the Worl Boss wasn't just an artist, he was now a builder of social impact. Hurricane Melissa. When the Worl Boss became the people's boss. When Hurricane Melissa tore through Jamaica in October 2025, it left a trail of devastation across western parishes, flattening homes, displacing thousands, and plunging families into despair. Roads were flooded, communities isolated, and basic supplies scarce. While many waited for government help, Kartel acted. From behind the scenes, he and his team mobilized immediate relief efforts through the Adidja Palmer Foundation. What followed became one of the most significant celebrity-led humanitarian responses Jamaica had seen in years. Mobilization and mission. Kartel's team, led by TJ Records and local coordinators, rolled out a multi-phase relief plan. They dispatched a 40-foot container loaded with food, water, medication, and sanitary products to St. James, Westmoreland, and Hanover. The foundation partnered with World Central Kitchen, WCK, at Montego Bay Convention Center to help serve hot meals to more than 3,000 residents. Care packages included essentials, rice, tinned goods, baby supplies, adult diapers, hygiene items, and vitamins, ensuring that children, elderly, and vulnerable families were not forgotten. Kartel's message was clear. Me people dem sufferin', and me Cheyenne just watch. His team personally oversaw distribution, documenting the mission and calling for other entertainers to join in rebuilding efforts. The impact. Reports estimate that Kartel's foundation contributed over 30 to 35 million Jamaican dollars, roughly 180,000 US dollars, worth of relief goods and financial support. An enormous gesture given the scale of damage. More importantly, his initiative sparked a wave of solidarity. Other artists, local businesses, and fans began donating supplies under the Worl Boss relief drive. Beyond relief, toward rebuilding. Kartel emphasized that this was only phase one. Future plans under the foundation include reconstruction of damaged community centers and homes, along with educational aid for displaced children. What made this moment powerful wasn't just the scale of his help, it was the sincerity behind it. Kartel wasn't seeking headlines, he was rebuilding hope, one family at a time. As one Hanover resident told the Gleaner, "When we heard Vybz Kartel helping, it gave us strength. It remind we say, Portmore man, never forget, we empowering youth beyond charity." Beyond money and relief, Kartel's influence on youth remains unmatched. His music inspired generations to embrace self-confidence, intellect, and hustle, traits he often preached as survival tools. He's repeatedly emphasized education and self-reliance, even from prison. His books, interviews, and letters often included advice urging youths to avoid gangsterism and instead chase education, creativity, and business. Following his release, he continued advocating mentorship and responsibility among entertainers, showing that his giving isn't limited to goods, but also guidance. For many Jamaicans, the Worl Boss is more than a musician. He's a mirror reflecting both the pain and the potential of ghetto life, and a guide showing there's a way out. The real meaning of giving back. For Kartel, giving back is not a one-day thing. It's an extension of his story, a man who rose from nothing and uses his platform to remind others that no one is too big to care. His generosity may not always make front-page news, but it ripples quietly through communities, feeding families, rebuilding lives, and reigniting dreams. He's become an example for younger artists, showing that success means more when shared. Vybz Kartel's net worth, 2025. As of 2025, Vybz Kartel's estimated net worth stands between 1 million and 3 million US dollars, based on various entertainment and business sources. His wealth stems primarily from decades of hit singles and albums, royalties and publishing rights, international streaming and digital sales, business ventures such as Street Vibes Rum, and recent tours and performances following his release. Despite legal challenges, Kartel's brand remains strong, proof of his lasting relevance in the global dancehall scene. Yet, unlike many celebrities, he measures his value less in money and more in impact. Legacy of the Worl Boss. Heart over headlines. Vybz Kartel's life has been one of contradictions, brilliance and controversy, freedom and confinement, fame and humility. But through it all, he's evolved from a symbol of rebellion into a beacon of responsibility. His charitable efforts, from feeding families during the pandemic to delivering containers of aid after Hurricane Melissa, have rewritten the public's perception of him. They show that behind the hard lyrics beats a heart deeply rooted in compassion. As the Adidja Palmer Foundation expands its reach, Jamaica and the world will see more of the Worl Boss's next act, not just as a dancehall legend, but as a true ambassador of resilience, giving, and growth. Please like, share, and subscribe.